is your will, my master.
Hey, what's up, Steve? This is a quick demo video for you for your Fallen Saber. This was purchased from Crimson Dawn, which I believe is a reseller of LGT. So this is an LGT saber. A lot of interesting things went on with this saber while I was doing it. First off, being that you wanted me to etch the shrouds, which I did for you. We've got it's the Jedi code in Arabic on the background with the Jedi symbol. We've got that on both sides. I had explained to you after I received this in the mail that the coating, I wasn't going to be able to take the coating completely off the saber and it, still have it look right. So we wanted to go with a weathered look anyway, so that's what I did. I broke it down here. It was a lot darker here, so I broke it down here. You'll see that better in person. You can kind of see where it's worn out here. It's not showing up well on camera, but as you saw in the pics, I kind of broke it down more right here where your hand would be, and left it a little bit darker here on the back, and then I did weather up this pommel piece a little bit. I got all the coating off of the shrouds, put my my pattern on to etch it, and then when I went to etch it, what normally should have taken about 3 minutes to etch, took closer to 20 minutes to put the pattern on these guys for whatever reason. This type of metal, I've never seen it before. It's not the typical aluminum that I work with or the brass. I got the coating off, but then when I started to etch a pattern in it, it turned a copper color, and then I had to go etch even further to get away from the copper, though I did leave a little bit on the tips. So that's what we've got there. Everything that we spoke about in our text, but I just like to cover it in these videos as well. So this is kind of like a complete, the purpose of this video is that it's a complete breakdown of your saber. So we'll just rehash everything we talked about, right? When this came to me, it had the standard LGT core in it, which is a 1-button setup. So your main switch right here, this big switch right here, is what was doing everything. But this has 2 plungers on the saber, right? You've got this guy right here, and then you've got another plunger right here. So I made your top switch your activation, and then now your back switch, the bigger one, is your auxiliary switch down here. Let's open this guy up, right? You just want to unscrew the handle. So we'll take this off, slide this off. This is a super tight fit. This chassis is a super tight fit in this handle. You had a 24mm speaker in this guy before. Now you have a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. And as you can see, you've got that accent pixel on the back to light up your pummel that you asked me for, right? So it's right there, a single pixel for that. And then here's your chassis. Let's say Fallen Order over here in Arabic. Solo Sabers over here for me with the Jedi symbol over here. And then you have removable battery setup right here as well, right? So this chassis is held in place with one screw that is located underneath this greebly. I did not use this top screw for a chassis retention because there's too many wires up there, and I didn't want to run the risk of tangling the wires when I screwed this in. So I use the one screw that's underneath this greebly here to hold everything in place. Okay. What else did we do? Oh, I traded out your LGT pixel connector for a CC Sabers lit PCB. The PCB holder is part of the chassis, so I made sure you had plenty of blade depth in there. That thing is it stops about right here or so. So there's plenty of blade depth. You got about that much blade depth. I left all of the sound fonts on here that were on here before because I reused the Proffie, but I did have to go back into the config on every sound font and add an extra line of code for this back pixel here. So now, and then also I changed it to a 2-button setup, and I gave you motion controls. So I kind of just fiddled around with that, and then I put a copy of the config that I used on the SD card. So if you ever need to get to that, it's right here. Your board is a press fit down into the chassis. It's not glued in. You can get to your micro USB and not move the board, but if you want to get to your SD card, you got to pop it up a little bit like this, do what you need to do, and then snap it back down into place. But it's not going anywhere on you. The battery is a super tight fit. It's like that on purpose. So if we throw one in, you can hear how loud that snapped in. You're not going to be able to get that out with your fingers, but I'll show you how to do that at the end of this video, right? So we've got that battery in. Take the handle and just twist it on. Twist it all the way. So it locks all the way down. And we could come over here and hit activation. You got your LEDs firing up. And you can see that lighting in your pommel. The flashes on and off. Then you can twist off, or you could swing on, right? Twist off. Now, the lighting in this pommel is going to be a little bit more difficult to see than, say, like an 89 Sabres brand Fallen, because that pommel is sticking out. The holes are on the side. You have to kind of look in here to see that, but you can see it. This unscrews. I put it on pretty tight. You can take this off if you want, though. I didn't glue it down. We'll go ahead and put a blade in this guy. It takes a 1-inch diameter neopixel blade, and you have actually 2 blade retention screws. And we're going to go ahead and use them both. Especially with my blade, because my blade's kind of loose. Yours probably won't be, but I've sanded mine quite a bit. You know, you got a blade retention screw right here, and then you've got another one over on the other side. A lot louder than it was. Good flash on flash.
Like my father before me.
So to get to your soundtracks, you just hold down power for 1 second and let go. Do that again to turn it off. Hold down power for 1 second and let go. Are you just tapping auxiliary now for your blaster deflects? To get blade lock up, if you hold aux and hit the saber at the same time, you get blade lock up, and then hold the aux button down for as long as you want the blade lock up to be.
Good relations with the Wookiees I have.
Still see your pommel. So it's going to be that broken circuitry on every sound font. See it right there, right?
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Right here. Do another one.
I will avenge his death.
Good flash on flash. Blade lock up. We're not going to go through all the sound fonts because there were quite a few on here, probably over 20. So it took quite a while to go and add the pommel coating to each one of those, but it's all done. We'll go ahead and take the blade out and then just go over taking the battery out real quick. We'll just simply want to unscrew the handle again. Now, because the battery is such a tight fit, you'll probably want a tool, like a Lego tool. I'm just using the back of my tweezers to come over here from the positive side by the speaker and pop the battery out just like that. And that, sir, is pretty much your Crimson Dawn LGT Fallen conversion. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I will get this guy out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right, thank you.